today we're going to start with fire. So fire is focused, intense resistance exercise. And this was the cornerstone habit exercise program that I did even when I was at my worst of chronic fatigue. So even if I went to the gym or I was at home, if I didn't feel great, I still managed to do, if it was 10 minutes of it or 1 or 2 exercises. And if I felt like my body had said that's enough, then I stopped. But this was so important to build my body and build my body back up. I needed to do this consistently. So it didn't matter if cardio went out the window, that was okay, but I still continued with the fire. And today we're going to go over what exactly is fire.
Yeah, so the main thing, if I had to sort of paint an overview of what fire is, it's progressive, right? So it doesn't matter where you start, just as long as you're moving forward. It's the same principle with everything else in the FitMart method. It's getting better 1% every day.
And consistency.
Yeah, and consistency. So it provides a framework that you have that doesn't change, that you can get better at. It's structured. Okay, so that's the main difference between fire and anything else, where with ice you change the exercises up, you change the way it's sort of formatted up, you change the experience up. Fire is structured and it's the same, and it's the same for a certain period of time for a reason, because it allows you and gives you the chance to improve on it. It's slow and controlled. Now, here's the part where a lot of people struggle with, is actually slowing it down and controlling it enough. If you've been a cardio bunny before, or even if you haven't been really particularly fond of exercise and rushed through your workouts, most people have the tendency to try and
get it over and done with.
But they have this image in their head that they've got to be breathless all the time to be working out, or they've got to be sweating, huffing, puffing, panting.
Get it over and done with, because I know when your body is got a load on its back or it's painful, you want to get down and get back up as quick as possible, or perform the movement as quick as possible.
Yeah, 100%. So it is slow and it's controlled, and it can teach you a lot of things about life, right? When you are in the pits and you've got the pain of the exercise, knowing that pain is there and pushing through it, knowing that pain equals growth to improve you is a core lesson you can take away from that and apply it to every other facet of your transformation and your life.
So you're in that moment and it's painful and you want to get it done and you want to get out of that moment as quick as possible. That's when you have to take a breath, focus, get in the right position, slow it down and control it and go through it.
And in the last few programs of what I used to teach in regards of fire at the gym, it was really concentrated on that moment where you've taken 3 counts to get to the bottom, and you're sore, and then you hold, and then you stand up, and really focusing on that. So it has purpose. Its purpose is very specific, and as we talked about in our previous lessons, you need to go into the gym with one goal in mind. You can't go in there and say, I'll build muscle for a little bit and then I'll go and burn some fat. You go in there and you go in there for one focus, and fire is all about building muscle, building strength, and building your metabolism.
Yep. So building muscle is what gives us our shape. So many mums come to me and they say, I want to get rid of my flabby bits, or as I'm getting older, or after I've had babies, I've gotten a wobbly butt, or these tuck shop arms. How do I get rid of them? Well, it's about building muscle. So when you go into the gym or you're at home and you're using either your body weight or some weights, you are building muscle, you are changing your shape, and you are toning up. Then we've got strength.
Yeah, so strength is a good indicator of how much muscle you have.
Yep.
So if you want to look more toned, if you want to look firmer, and you want to get rid of those flabby bits, or you need to get stronger.
Yep.
Right?
But also if you want to run around after your children and it doesn't hurt and it's not, taking up all of your energy, you need to be stronger.
Yep. Your muscles, they contain all of the instant energy that you use. So if you think about quickly moving from point A to point B after a toddler, catching a kid, all of those things that we take for granted are what fire improves. Okay, and ultimately it will improve your metabolism. So that's the way your body stores and creates energy, right? All the way to the way it fights off infectious disease and illness, and how long with how high a quality of life you can live with. Okay,
depends on how much muscle you have.
This is really about building not only confidence in the way you look, but the way your body functions. So how is fire performed? Well, quite simply, it's firstly knowing exactly what you've got to do before you walk in, and luckily you get your fire program, okay, and that has a specific set of exercises, and that's it. You don't need to do any more than that. In fact, we advise not doing any more than what's been written down, because if you can do more than what's written down, you're not working hard enough in the actual exercises, right? And a lot of people who are regular exercisers get to the end of fire and they're like, I still feel good. I could do a couple of different exercises. Well, it's not about getting in the gym and completely wasting yourself. It's getting in the gym and doing what you need to do, and that's it. Right, because you need to have balance,
working as hard as you can effectively and efficiently in that time in those exercises. And we have certainly learnt that over the years, haven't we?
Like Megan said, like one exercise was beneficial for her when she was in the pits of chronic fatigue.
To be able to handle life and everything else that was going on around me and a sleepless baby, that's all I could manage. So that is better than nothing.
And if you didn't do it, you wouldn't have built. And that's, I know so many mums who would think, one exercise, I may as well not even do it. Throw my hands up in the air. I may as well not do anything at all if all I can get in is 10 minutes.
Or if I'm doing one exercise, I may as well push myself and go the whole 30 minutes to 45 minutes and then, down the pooper for 2 weeks.
And that's that all or none principle. Yeah. So...
Cool. So how do we progress each week?
So that's the next how-to with fire, striving for progress each week. There are many different ways to progress, right? So getting away from the numbers, you can progress with better control.
Slowing it down, like I said, take a breath, focus in the moment on what you're doing. Pause at the bottom, taking your time to get down and back up.
Better posture. Okay, so if you're at the bottom of a particular rep and you notice that you're getting tired and your shoulders are rounding over, that's body awareness. You're not going to have that when you first start, but as you get better at this, you're going to be more and more aware of your body. And that's how you improve. And
you start to become aware of, are my lats locked in? Is my bum tucked under with that rep? How can I improve that? With my next set or with my next rep.
More reps is another way to improve without adding weight. So we'll always give you a rep range to work towards. It won't be a set number of reps, so you'll have the option to do 10 or 12 reps. And if you could only do 10 reps with great posture and great control, next week the goal is to get 11 or 12. And it may take you 3 weeks to get to the top of that rep range before you need to add weight. But when you get to that top of the rep range and you do add the weight, you only need to add about 1 or 2 kilos. That's all you need to progress, because if you do that consistently, if you're adding 1 to 2 kilos every 2 to 3 weeks over the course of 52 weeks, or over the course of 104 weeks, that's 2 years of consistent training. Imagine how much stronger, tighter, more toned and metabolically active your body will be. This is how you progress. This is how you get the body that you want. And all of those Instagram models that you see, this is how they've got that body as well. They haven't done it in 6 weeks. They haven't done it in 12 weeks. They've done it over 6, 7, 8
It's become years. That thing that you do.
Exactly. So that's fire. That's focused, intense resistance exercise.
It's a good one.
It's a great one. It should be the cornerstone. It's the cornerstone, but it doesn't take place of other forms of exercise, which we will teach you about in the upcoming lessons. Every form of exercise has its benefits,
and its
when
purpose.
It's balanced in a particular exercise program that you can consistently do, they all benefit each other and they all benefit you.